one of the things that I've noticed a lot is friends, family members, spouses, kids watch us as men more than they listen to us.
Facts.
They'll listen to us, do your homework, help me with this, sure. But they watch what we do. They watch how we act and what we are communicating without our words. And I think sometimes as men, when we get frustrated, we close off.
Yep.
And our spouses and our kids, our friends, we can feel that. So I would just say to anyone, obviously I'm not in your life, but watch how you're communicating with your spouse without your words and see if maybe there's something you can change in that regard. Don't be afraid of going to a counselor to talk about it, even by yourself. Because sometimes just getting these words out can help quite a bit. And you can see, oh, maybe this is one thing that I need to work on for myself. And that might open the door for a better outcome with your spouse or your partner.
Beautiful.
Those are some things that I would suggest.
Okay, so 2 questions based on that. Number one is, obviously you're doing a lot of things right. So the first question I'm going to ask you is, what are some of the things that you're doing right that could make an impact for anyone else listening to this? That's the first question. And the second one is, how do you proceed with your fitness goals when you have a spouse who's not supportive? Go ahead.
So
what's working for you, Chris?
What I'm doing is showing my kids, what's working. What's working right now is showing my kids what I'm doing, showing my spouse what I'm doing, and telling them, hey, I've got this big goal this year that I'm working on. I'm going to need your help. Just hold me accountable, because if you can hold me accountable, that's a big deal. My kids are young. They're 4, they're 7, and they're 10. They love coming downstairs to the gym with me. Not because I asked them, but because they see me down there and they see how much fun I have. Even when I'm pissed off and lifting, they still see how much I love it. So they're following my example rather than following what I'm telling them to do. If you don't have someone that supports what you're doing, okay, we've got to figure out why. Do they just not value that? Okay, that's all right. There's some people that don't value eating healthy, exercising, taking care of yourself, taking care of your mind. There are some people who don't value that. Maybe it's because they grew up in a household that, they demonized that. They thought, the only people that were strong and fit were the dumb jocks, right? And people who couldn't use their brain, something along those lines. So we need to figure out why that is. Number 2 is, sometimes, again, you got to just show instead of tell. If they're not going to be supportive, let's find somebody else that will be supportive. A friend, a lifting partner, a training partner. Nice. And with the advent of social media, we can find that online if we can't find that in person. We can work out virtually with someone, or maybe it's a group of guys that you get with that you talk through some of these issues with, and you can vent to them and then go get your training on. You may have to get up early before everybody else gets up and do it on your own. And through all that, they're going to see how that changes you, not just physically, mentally. And hopefully that'll change a little bit of their perspective.